morning everyone. Myself Vibha Srivastav, Assistant Professor CSA Department AKGEC Ghaziabad. My topic is poset and lattices. So before we start about the poset and lattices, first we have to understand what is the partial order relation. Partial order relation is if the relation is reflexive. If the relation is reflexive, antisymmetric and transitive, means if any relation which satisfies these three properties, then this will be the partial order relation. So for the reflexivity, the relation if every element A is related to A, for every small a belongs to the capital A, and for antisymmetric, this is the property for the antisymmetric relation, means if A is related to B and B is related to A, this implies that A is equal to B. And third one is transitive. This is the property for the transitive relation, means if A is related to B and B is related to C, this implies that A is related to C. So if any relation which satisfies these three properties, then it will be known as partial order relation. So what is the partial order set? A set together with the partial order relation. As I already told you that partial order relation having the property reflexivity, antisymmetric and transitive. So if a set together with the partial order relation, then it is called as partial order set. For example, suppose we have to solve this problem, means the greater than or equal to sign relation is a partial order on the set of integers. So how can we prove it? So the relationship is greater than or equal to. So we have to prove whether the three properties satisfies or not. What are the three properties? First one is reflexive, second one is antisymmetric and third one is transitive. So as I already told that if a relation A is related to A, this is the reflexive, means both the element are same. So the relation is greater than or equal to. For reflexivity, A is greater than or equal to A, which is true. So for every integer A greater than or equal to, for the greater than or equal to, this is reflexive. And second one, antisymmetric. What is the antisymmetric relation? If A is related to B and B is related to A, this implies that A is equal to C. A is equal to B. So A is greater than or equal to B and B is greater than or equal to A, because the relationship is greater than or equal to. So it is true, A is greater than or equal to B and B is greater than or equal to A. So this implies that A is equal to B. So for this relation, means for greater than or equal to relation, it is reflexive, it is antisymmetric, and third one is transitive. So what is the transitive relation? A transitive relation is if A is related to B and B is related to C, this implies that A is related to C. So as a relation, we have to check on this relation. So A is greater than or equal to B and B is greater than or equal to C. This is true. So this implies that A is greater than or equal to C. Therefore, on this particular relation, this is transitive. So the question was, we have to check the greater than or equal to relation is a partial order on the set of integers or not. So on the three properties, reflexive, antisymmetric and transitive, both the three conditions are true. So we can say that on the set of integers with the relation greater than or equal to, this is a poset. Another example, we can take another example. Show that n with less than or equal to is a partial order set where n is the set of positive integers and less than or equal to sign is defined as, this is the relation. This is the relation given as m is less than or equal to n, and the definition of this relation is n minus m is non-negative. means this should be greater than or equal to 0. So we have to check again both the three properties, means reflexive, antisymmetric and transitive. If on this relation it is reflexive, antisymmetric and transitive, then this will be true, means this is a partial order relation. Otherwise this is not a partial order relation. So for the reflexivity, as the equation is given, m is less than or equal to n, then n minus m. So a minus a, for the reflexive, a minus a is equal to 0, which is a non-negative integer. So a is less than or equal to a. This is true. So we can say that it is a reflexive relation. Another property we have to check is antisymmetric. For antisymmetric, the relation is given n minus m. M is a is less than or equal to b and b is less than or equal to a. So a is less than or equal to b. So this is the definition. M minus m is less than or equal to n. This is given. And the definition of this relation is n minus m. So for this particular, if a is less than or equal to b, then b minus a is greater than or equal to 0 from the given question, and b is less than or equal to a. So the definition is again a minus b is greater than or equal to 0. So this is only possible if b minus a is equal to 0 and a minus b is equal to 0. So what this implies? This implies that a equal to b, which is antisymmetric relation. Now the third one is, we have to check the transitivity. What is the transitive relation? A is related to b and b is related to c. This implies that a is related to c. So as a is less than or equal to b, and the definition in the given question, if m is less than n, then n minus m is non-negative. So for this particular, a is less than or equal to b, then b minus a is greater than or equal to 0. And for this again, if b is less than or equal to c, then c minus b is greater than or equal to 0. So what we can say, that there is a relation from a and c. What is the relation? This is the relation, c minus b plus b minus a. This is also greater than or equal to 0. So we can say that a is less than or equal to c, because c minus a is greater than or equal to 0, because it is also in the given question, m is less than or equal to n, and the definition is n minus m is non-negative. So we can say that a is less than or equal to c, from c minus a is greater than or equal to 0. Therefore, this is the transitive property. A is less than or equal to b and b is less than or equal to c. This implies that a is less than or equal to c. Therefore, transitivity also exists. So we can say that on the set, this is also a partial order set. We can take one more example. If R is the relation on the set of integers such that AB belongs to R, if and only if, now here the definition is B is equal to A to the power of M for some positive integer M, where M is the positive integer. Then show that R is a partial ordering. So here the relation is, again we have to check for the partial order. So we have to check all the three properties, means reflexivity, antisymmetric and transitivity. So for the reflexivity, from the given question, reflexive means A is related to A is equal to A ki power, B is equal to A ki power of M, and since both the element are same, then we can say that A is equal to A ki power of 1. Then this is a reflexive relation. So this property satisfies. Next, we assume that AB belongs to R and BA belongs to R. So, from the given question, if AB belongs to R, then we can write B is equal to A ki power of M, and if BA belongs to R, then we can write A is equal to B ki power of N, where M and N are the positive integer. So from both, we can write this. A is equal to A ki power of M and N. So from this, A ki power of 1 and A ki power of Mn. Since Mn is equal to 1, therefore M is equal to 1 and N is equal to 1. So we can say that A is equal to B. So again, if A is related to B and B is related to A, this implies that A is equal to B. So this relation is antisymmetric. Now the next property, which is the transitivity. So again, assume AB belongs to R and BC belongs to R. So this is the definition of the relation. If AB belongs to R, then B is equal to A ki power of M. It is given in the question. We are doing this from the question. If BC belongs to R, then we can write it. C is equal to B ki power of N, where M and N are the positive integer. So as we have the transitivity is A is related to B and B is related to C, this implies that A is related to C. So we have to prove this. Here C is equal to A ki power of N. We can also write C is equal to A ki power of Mn. So C is equal to A ki power of Mn. We can also write C is equal to Mn, means A ki power of K. K is equal to M into N, where K is also a positive integer. So we can also write, as AB belongs to R, then B is equal to A ki power of M. BC belongs to R, then C is equal to B ki power of N. So if C is equal to A ki power of K, then we can write what? We can write AC belongs to R. This is the transitivity. So we can say that the transitive property is also exist here. So here for R, reflexive, antisymmetric and transitive, then R is said to be a partial order relation. So for the partial order relation, what we have to check? Again, I am telling reflexivity, antisymmetric and transitive property. One more example, we can consider R inverse. Let R is a relation on the set A, then define R inverse. R inverse is a AB belongs to A cross A and BA belongs to, if BA belongs to R, then what will be the R inverse? The inverse of R, means AB belongs to R, then the inverse of R is AB belongs to A cross A. Then we have to prove that if AR is a poset, it is given that a relation R is a poset, then we have to check R inverse is also a poset. What does it mean? It means that relation R is a poset, means relation R satisfies all the three properties, means reflexivity, antisymmetric and transitive. This is a poset, so this satisfies all the three properties, and what we have to check? We have to check all the three properties for the relation R inverse. So first we have to check for the reflexivity, then antisymmetric and last transitivity. So it is given that R is a partial order. If R is a partial order, then these property, reflexivity, antisymmetric and transitivity, these three property already exist in relation R, and we have to check for the R inverse. So R is reflexive. Since R is reflexive, so we can write AA belongs to R. Then its inverse. What is the inverse of AA? It is also AA, which also belongs to R inverse. So we can say that R inverse is a reflexive relation. Next one is antisymmetric. It is given that R, in R, antisymmetric property exists. So, for R inverse, AB belongs to R inverse and BA belongs to R inverse, then their inverses. What is the inverse of AB? The inverse of AB is BA, and we can write BA belongs to R. I repeat, if AB belongs to R inverse, then BA belongs to R, and if BA belongs to R inverse, then we can also write AB belongs to R. So, since R is it is given that R is antisymmetric. If R is antisymmetric, so what we can say? We can say that R inverse is also antisymmetric. Now the third property, that is transitivity. Transitivity, AB belongs to R inverse and BC belongs to R inverse. What we have to prove? Then AC. We have to check AC belongs to R inverse. If this property exists, then it will be a transitive relation. Otherwise, it will not be a transitive relation. So, again, we can check, since R is a transitive. R is a transitive means CB belongs to R and BA belongs to R. From this, BC belongs to R inverse. So, what we can say? CB belongs to R, the inverse of R. BC belongs to R inverse. So, we can say that CB belongs to R, and if AB belongs to R inverse, then BA belongs to R. So, CA belongs to R, and since R is transitive, so therefore its inverse AC. What will be the inverse of CA? Its inverse is AC. This is also belongs to R inverse. So we can say that R inverse is a transitive relation. So if AR is a poset, then what we can say that? We can say that R inverse is also a poset, because all the three properties, if all the three properties exist in R, means reflexivity, antisymmetric and transitive, then we also have to check for the R inverse all the three properties, reflexive, antisymmetric and transitive. If all the three properties also exist in R inverse, then we can say that A with R inverse is also a poset. Now come to the hash diagram. Hash diagram for the partial order relation. If the relation R is given, means the simplified form of the directed graph of the partial ordering on a finite set that contains the sufficient information about the partial ordering is called as hash diagram. The hash diagram representing a partial ordering can be obtained from its directed graph. Suppose the relation R is given, then we will create a directed graph. Directed graph is also known as diagraph. We will create from the relation R, we will create a directed graph. Then from the directed graph, by removing all the loops and by removing all the edges that are present due to the transitivity, and by drawing each edge without arrow, so that its initial vertex is below its terminal vertex. What does it mean? How we can create the hash diagram? There are few steps. We can summarize is, suppose first remove all loops. All loops means if there is a relation from A to A. If there is a relation from A to A, then we have to remove this type of relation. Second one, remove all transitive relation. remove the transitivity, means if a relation A is related to B and B is related to C exists, which implies that A is related to C. So, we keep all the two relation. A is related to B will be in the relation, B is related to C will be in the relation, but we have to cut A is related to C. Next one, if there is a relation A is related to B. So, in the hash diagram, B appears above A. What does it mean? Means if there is a relation AB belongs to R, then B appears above A. This will be the hash diagram representation of this relation. And next one is remove all arrow. So these are few steps for creating the hash diagram from the directed graph. This is the question. Draw the hash diagram for the partial order P is equal to 2, 3, 6, 12 and 22, 24, and the relation is less than or equal to is defined as x is less than or equal to y if and only if x divides y, means the relationship is divisibility. What is the set? 2, 3, 6, 12 and 24. So, what are the steps? Firstly, we will create the relation from the given set. So, what will be the relation? The relationship is divisibility. So, what are the elements which comes in the relation? That will be 2, 2, 3, 3, 6, 6, 12, 12 and 24 and 24. Then 2, 6, 2, 12, 2, 24, again 3, 6, 3, 12, 3, 24, next 6, 12, 6, 24, 12, 24. As I already discussed that for creating the hash diagram from the directed graph, first we have to delete all the loops. 3, 3, 6, 6 means reflexive relation. So, all the reflexivity, then all the transitivity. What is the transitive relation? A is related to B, B is related to C. This implies that A is related to C. So, if 2 is related to 6 and 6 is related to 12, what we have to remove? 2 is related to 6 and 6 is related to 12. What is the transitivity? 2 is related to 12. This will be removed from the relation. Again, 2 is related to 6, 6 is related to 24, then 2 to 24, and 3 to 6, 6 to 12, then 3 to 12 is also removed. 3 to 6, 6 to 24, then 3 to 24 is also removed. Then after removing the relation, this relation will be kept, and 2 to 6 and 3 to 6, then 6 to, this is the 2 to 6, 3 to 6, then 6 to 12 and 6 to 24. 2 to 24. After removing the reflectivity and transitivity, the relation which is kept in R, we will create the hash diagram on that relation. So, this relation, the relation that will be exist will 2 to 6, 3 to 6, 6 to 12 and 12 to 24. This is all about the hash diagram. So, we will discuss in the next lecture. So thank you.